can analyse some of these figures for us, and she's here now. Hi, Victoria.
Hi there. Yes, that's right. Another month and another record unemployment figure. Almost 19.5 million people are now out of work in the Eurozone area. It's the problem that simply won't go away. The jobless rate has hit 12.2% across the 17 countries that make up the Eurozone, and it's young people that are being the hardest hit. Nearly 1 in 4 across the Eurozone are now out of work. As ever, the worst rates are in southern Europe. Take a look at this. In Greece, 62.5%. Virtually 2 in every 3 people between the ages of 16 and 25 are now out of work. And in Spain, it's 56.4%. Italy, it's 40.5%, a 36-year high for the country. Well, the publication of these figures coincides with a march by demonstrators on the European Central Bank HQ in Frankfurt. You can see them there. They're protesting about the impact of the austerity policies, particularly on those European nations in the south. Leaders have pledged to agree a new strategy for youth unemployment, but the scale of the problem is huge and getting worse. Well, one hope is that they could export more outside of the Eurozone. In Spain, exports have actually been rising, but of course from a very low level. Our Madrid correspondent Tom Burridge reports.
In these boxes are a small Spanish success story. This is one of 3 shops of the shoemaker Pretty Ballerinas in the poshest part of Madrid. Elsewhere in Spain, during the recession, the company has closed 4 of around 40 shops.
We opened last year in Brazil, Mexico, Peru.
But last year they opened more shops in other countries. As the internal market in Spain shrinks, success in business means growing your markets abroad.
La situación ahora impone.
The situation now means you have to go outside to sell. The domestic market is shrinking and it's very difficult to grow your business here, so all the strategies are to go outside and try to conquer foreign markets.
Spanish exports in the first quarter of this year were up 4% on last year. With imports falling because internal demand has dropped, Spain has moved from a large current account deficit to a surplus. More Spanish goods sold abroad is a ray of light in an otherwise gloomy economic picture here. The Spanish government has, of course, brought in a raft of economic reforms, and a rise in exports is a sign that Spanish businesses are becoming more competitive. If you make the air conditioning systems on board trains, like this business near Madrid, your internal market has almost collapsed. Their business, like others here, now relies on trade abroad. Spanish companies' competitive edge is helped by relatively low wages compared with Northern Europe. But the bosses here believe the government's reforms of the Spanish economy still haven't gone far enough.
There is a need to further flexibilize the labor market. There is a need to also foster more innovation, to also improve the competitivity and the productivity of our companies in Spain. And that requires, for instance, an improvement of the education system, how, for instance, technical schools cooperate with companies.
The Spanish car industry is also doing well. Like other manufacturers, Volkswagen's plant in Pamplona is expanding. But the recession here drags on, and unemployment is still horribly high. The European Commission believes more action is needed from Madrid to get the economy moving again. Tom Burridge, BBC News, in Madrid.